This is an ABP Life podcast.
So, the people of Himachal Pradesh and Gujarat have cast their vote in the assembly elections this year. Himachal had its election on 12th November, while Gujarat had its election on 1st and 5th December. Results will be out on the 8th of December. Now, on the last day of the elections, till the day of the results, every Indian household is glued to the news channel for one thing, and that is exit polls. You know, this reminds me of the time when I used to come home after an exam and calculate my marks, like how much would I score based on my answers. Exit polls is pretty much that. Now, many times I had predicted the right marks, but many times it didn't pan out the way I'd hoped. Exit poll pans out just like that. Sometimes it predicts the right results accurately, and sometimes it doesn't. So now you might be wondering, what are exit polls? How are they calculated? And are exit polls accurate? Let's decode all of this today. So welcome to Clear Cut, only on ABP Live podcasts. This is your newsman Rudrashish, and today let's talk about exit polls. So let's get started. So, first things first, what exactly is an exit poll? Now, an election exit poll is a survey based on interviews with voters as they exit their balloting locations or polling booths. A sample of the smallest voting units in a particular constituency is drawn, and at least one interviewer is assigned to each sampled location on the polling day in order to estimate the outcome of the election in that constituency. The interviewer, on a predetermined and systematic basis, approaches people who have already voted. For instance, depending upon the expected number of voters at the sample location, the interviewer may approach every third or fifth person who leaves the voting location. Usually, the interviewer hands the voter a questionnaire on a clipboard and asks him or her to fill out the questionnaire. After this, the voter must fold the questionnaire up and deposit it in a survey ballot box. The exit poll questionnaire in most cases is self-administered to protect the privacy of the voter and the confidentiality of the response of every individual. A typical exit poll questionnaire collects three types of data. The respondent is asked how he or she voted in the election. The questionnaire also collects information about a variety of attitudes held by the voter, such as the issues that were important in determining their vote, their party, and affiliation. Information on the demographic characteristics of the voter, such as their age, gender, race, and level of education, is also collected. The exit poll questionnaire typically consists of less than 25 questions and takes less than 5 minutes to complete. When people are interviewed as they leave their voting place, the problem of misreporting is overcome. Respondents often misreport whether they have voted or not when interviewed over the telephone. Analysts have sophisticated models to make projections which use additional data beyond that gathered in the exit polls, including historical voting data such as past turnout. As the exit poll results become available, computer models use this information to evaluate the exit poll results. The models look at whether the turnout is higher or lower than usual. After the votes have been counted, the exit poll results are adjusted to match the actual election outcome. In this way, the final exit poll data can be used for its important purpose, which is to shed light on why the election turned out the way it did. These data are important because they provide powerful explanations to why people voted the way they did. People also get to know which key demographic groups voted for which candidates and why. The exit polls do something which pre-election polls cannot do. Exit polls capture the intent of last-minute deciders. Now you might be wondering, how are exit polls different from opinion polls? Well, an opinion poll is a pre-election survey that is conducted to find out public opinion before the elections. The pre-election survey gathers voters' view on a wide array of election-related issues. Meanwhile, an exit poll is a post-election poll conducted just after a person walks out after casting his or her vote. The voters are asked who they voted for. The people included in an opinion poll may or may not vote. The participants in an exit poll are the ones who have already voted. Now, both these opinion polls and exit polls have certain drawbacks. For instance, in case of an opinion poll, people may change their opinion after participating in the survey. Also, there is a possibility that some participants do not cast their vote on the day of polling. Some participants may even lie, and non-registered voters may also be included in the poll. Meanwhile, in case of exit polls, certain people may not be interested in revealing who they voted for. Now, is an exit poll highly accurate? Now, the accuracy of exit polls is highly debated. During the second Lok Sabha elections in 1957, the Indian Institute of Public Opinion had conducted the first ever exit poll. And since then, many exit polls have predicted the right results, while many have not. The exit poll usually depends on sample size, geographical coverage, and voter statement. It's pretty easy to get the voters' mood when people come out in bulk to vote. So in my opinion, it's not wise to depend on exit polls completely. Now, what are the rules regarding exit polls in India? Now, in our country, exit polls are not allowed to be published or aired until the last vote of the election is cast. For the Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh elections, the Election Commission notified that publishing any exit poll would be prohibited between 8 a.m. on November 12 and 5:30 p.m. on December 5. While Himachal Pradesh voted on November 12, Gujarat voted in two phases on December 1 and December 5. Results for both states will be out on the 8th of December. So this is what basically exit polls are all about. So that's all the news and scoops I have for you today. This episode was produced by Lalit. This is your newsman Rudrashish Kanjilal signing off. Have a wonderful day ahead and keep listening to ABP Live podcasts.
This is an ABP Live podcast.